Hello friends, today we are going to learn how do we pass information using models in ASP.NET MVC. This is part 3 of ASP.NET MVC series. So if you are new to ASP.NET MVC or you want to learn other ways of passing information, then I will highly recommend to watch part 1 and part 2 of ASP.NET MVC series in my earlier video. I'm here at Sentosa Boardwalk, Harbourfront, Singapore. Wanted to do this video outside because it must be quite boring for you and even for me to remain seated and do the videos every time there. So also it will give a chance for me to showcase different parts of Singapore to you. So if you can see behind me, it's having a very great view over here. I have me a small baby as well. So this is the way to Sentosa. So if you can see, this is the boardwalk and this is the way to Sentosa. So behind me is the Sentosa over there. So other than the demo part, we will be trying to do other videos where I speak basically outside. Rest demo we still need to do in-house. So if you want to pass data which is strongly type check and you want to make sure there is proper IntelliSense and there is compile time check and the data is coming from some kind of a backend, then I will highly recommend to use models in ASP.NET MVC. So in this video we will be showing you how do we create a model class and how do we use that to pass information from controllers to view.
Run it back.
So welcome back to Help Me Coder, the channel which talks about technology and helps the coder community out there. And in today's video we are looking into how do we pass information using models. This is a strongly typed information. So now we will get back into our chair to see the demo in action. So let's start our demo. And we're going to show you over here how we're going to pass information from controller to a view using models. Now to do that, first we need to create a model class. So here model class represent or can represent something in your database like a table, and or it can represent even a collection or some other kind of a data source. So let's say you have a products table. So we will create a products class over here. So once the product class is there, what you're gonna do is now we're gonna create some properties of this product class which may represent columns in your database. So let's say for example products, the information that is stored in the products is like your product ID, product name, and product price. So for this, let's start creating the property. So you can fast track this by using snippets over here. So you just type property and hit 2 times tab and then you will get the snippet out. Over here let's say it is an int where I will specify this is a product ID, and then let's say you want a product name. Let's hit twice and then it's a string type, so we'll write string and we'll say it is a product name, and then the third one will be the price. So let's say it is say property again, hit twice, it's a double, and then product price. So that's it. So these are the properties for which we will be storing information, and then we'll passing this information from the controller to the view. Now this is the products model layer. Now we'll go into a controller and we'll create a specific controller for this model layer. So let's go and say add a new controller. So let's start with an empty controller over here, and we will name this controller as product. So this is a product and controller. So scaffolding engine will create the product controller for you. Now we will, for this demo, we will pass this information directly, and we don't have a database over here, so we will just pass this information directly using collection. So we will create a list collection of products. To do that, we have to refer this products model layer, which is this one. So why we need to refer is because if you see, to go and see the products class or the products model class, you will see that the namespace is first MVC.models, while the namespace of this one is first MVC.controller. So to access this model layer over here, you need to refer the using first MVC application dot models. Once you do that, you can refer list of products, and then you can say my products, for example, is equal to new list of products, and I will create some products over here. So new product. So in the real scenario, maybe the data is coming from an XML file behind the scene, or it may come from any database. So but for over here, for this demo, I will just create this list collection. So I'll say new product, and I will provide the information like product ID int. So let's say 1, and then you'll say product name NAC delicious. And then we provide the product price. So say, let's say it's of 10.50. So we close this off over here. Now in our previous demo, we saw that when we get this kind of information, we used to store this in some kind of collection, and then we used to then that information used to get passed to the view. But over here, we can just pass this information into the view. So this will pass this information to the corresponding view. Now let's go ahead and create a corresponding view for this particular thing. So let's say we go and right click over here, click on add view, and let the view name be index, and then over here, if you see, the template type is empty without model, but we have a model, so we can choose either empty, or we can choose all these different scaffold types like create, delete, details, edit, empty, and the list. So for this demo, let's say we want to list out the information, so we'll say list, and then in the model class, we will choose the appropriate model class that is connected to it. So we will choose products that we just created, so we'll choose the products model class. The thing to note over here is that you can only choose one model class, so which will bring to a second demo, which will bring us to a second demo that we will see later. How do we attach, if we are having two model classes and want to show in on a single view, then how do we do that? So I will show that demo after this, but thing to note over here was that we can only attach one single model class on this scaffolding engine. So let's we create an add view. So once you create an add view, the scaffolding engine will work and create the specific view for you. It will create all the information over here, everything on the display part, getting all these informations, everything. But one more thing, important thing to note over here is that you see this thing that it is providing. So because of this strongly typed view,
the advantage is that you can directly use the IntelliSense. You can get a compile time check, plus proper typecasting, which was required for ViewBag and view data, is not required actually anymore because it automatically does that for you. If I, for example, over here type something like model dot something different, it will straight away give me an error because it is doing a compile time check. So now if you see over here, the IntelliSense, you can choose what you want over here. So you can choose the information. It does provide a full IntelliSense over here. So this is the way to follow for large amount of data. So for small amount of data, or data which is not connected to some data source or something, that you can still use ViewBag and view data, but for which can be used just for temporary data. But for places where you have large amount of data, I will highly recommend to use this approach to pass information from controller to a view. So now if I run this, you will see how it will show you the data from the controller to the view. So you have not written a large amount of code, but it still displays all this information over here, which is coming from your list collection that you have created. So that's how easy it is to pass data.
Also, there are cases when data is coming from various different model layers. So for those cases, we create a view model layer. For example, you have a model layer for employee and you have a model layer for employee salary. Now you want to access both the data onto a single view, then you will create a view model. And how do we do that? We will see this in our demo. So coming up.
So earlier we saw that while creating a particular view from the controller, we were asked about the model layer that we want to attach to this particular view. So for example, if you click on add view over here, it will ask you what kind of model layer you want to attach. But there was a constraint that we discussed last time, that if, for example, right now I can attach it to products, but for example, if there is one more model layer called product categories and I want to attach it to both of those two model layers, then how are we gonna do this? So for doing that thing, what we can do is we can create another class called as a view model. So currently we have a model layer called products. Now let's say we want to have another model layer over here called as category. So we will say category, and then we will add this model layer. Now in this model layer, let's say we have three properties called as a category ID, category name, and category description. To just fast track this, I have this code with me. I will just copy paste these code because we can complete this demo then soon. So let's say, for example, we have category ID, category name, and category description. Now then I will save this. Now let's say we create a controller for this. So let's say go into the product controller and we will quickly create a action method over here. So in this action method we will say, let's say it is a action method for product category, which will display product category. So this will display this page will display all the product categories. So I will just fast track this for now. So I will just copy all the categories. So let's say this is how it is displaying all the categories. So this particular method is getting all the categories and then it is passing it to the view where it gets displayed. Now how do we get all the categories is I will have to write a method to get all the categories. So right now it can come from database or it can come from any other way, but for this method I will just create a collection and I will display it from there. So I will copy this method to get all the categories. So I'll tell you what is done over there. These are helper methods. Maybe you can create a separate class for this helper method, but I have just kept it over here for the sake of simplicity and so that I can see everything together. Now this is all the get categories. Similarly for the products, we are displaying products, we are adding products over here. I can separate it from this one. So what I can do is I can do a get all products over here. So I can say get all products, and basically what I can do is I can create a separate class. So I have this thing with me. So what I will do is I will get all the products from here. So I have written these. So what I'm doing over here is nothing but just creating a list collection of all the products, and I am creating a list collection of all the categories, and basically these methods are getting it from this particular place. So there is an error over here because what I have done is in the products I will be attaching a particular category to each product. So what I can say is every product will have a category. So I can say is 90, I can get this value. So okay, so now every product will have a product category over here. Now what we want to achieve over here is I want to show, or I want to create a view where I can see some items from category, some items from products. So basically if I say that I want some items from products like product name, product price, and some item from category like for example category name, then how we can combine these two? So to do that we can create a view model. So how do we create view model? You can create a view model inside the models. You can create a separate class over here, but what I prefer is I separate it into a separate folder. So what I will do is I will add a new folder over here, and I will name it as view models. So this will help me understand like what are the core model classes and what are the view models that are combination of various different models. So let me add a new class over here, and I will name it as product view model. So product category, if I may say, it looks more kind of a combined model. So I will say product category view model. Fine. So now let's say I want to display, as I told you, I want to display some of the properties from that side and some of the property from other class. So for that also let us copy it from here. So as it will save my time. So it will just say product name I want, product price I want category name. So this is a mixed bag of information from different places. Now I will again go to my controller class, and what I will do is I will create a action method over here for this particular view model. So let's copy the action method. Let's copy this action method from here. I will explain you what we do over here. So what we are doing is, so like let's say this is a view product categories action method, and in this method what I am trying to do is I'm getting all the products, I'm getting all the categories, and I am then, so this one is product category view model. So there are a couple of things. First thing is that I have to use exact name over here, 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 and here. Plus still I'm not able to access it because the namespace issue, and this is coming from first application view model, while we don't have that namespace over here. So we will have to say using this one. Now this one will work. Now if you see what I am doing over here is I am getting all products, I am getting all categories, and then I am creating a list of all the product category view model, means list of items based on this model layer. And then I am trying to do a link queue over here, where I'm doing a join basically between the products and category based on where the product category in product and category ID in my category are same, so they equal. So when they are same, basically what I'm doing is I'm selecting product name, product price and category name. Once I do selection on this, I'm converting it into a list over here. Then I'm iterating through this list and I'm creating a object of product category view model, which basically I will pass it on to the corresponding view. So I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm creating all the objects that we saw over here, all the properties that we saw over here. I'm getting this information using link over here, which is a mix of both of these things, and then I'm creating and passing this information into the view over here. So I am creating this list and I'm creating this list collection, and then I'm passing this list collection to that corresponding view. Now I've not created a view till now, so what I will do is just I will do an add view. Now once you do an add view, I will say okay, I want a list, I want to display all this information, which is a mix of both the different models. Now over here still I will be able to choose only one model class, but now we have a consolidated model class which is a view model class. So I can choose from here with this one, product cat view model, which is a combination of products and categories. So once I choose that and I do an add over here, the scaffolding engine will create a corresponding view based on that view model. Now if I save it and then if I again open it, this one, and I run this, now let's see what happens. Now it's see the product name and products price are coming from the products model layer and category name is from the category model layer, but then we have a consolidated model layer called products view model, and this one basically does a consolidation for this particular view. For this particular view product categories, it does a consolidation from different model layers and then it shows the information directly on this particular page. So this is what we call as view models.
So thanks for watching this video. Hope you have learned how do we pass information using models in ASP.NET MVC. We'll be coming with our next series next week. I will request you to like and subscribe my channel Help Me Coder, so that you can keep getting updates on our new videos and you get to see around Singapore.